Is it okay for Christians to read other religious holy books?
Where America is in Bible prophecy.
Women becoming pastors. And
anointing homes and praying over homes.
Why would God have people tormented and burned for eternity?
What happened or where Jesus went after he died?
What is your opinion of what the Bible say?
Welcome to Pastor's Perspective. If you've got a question about the Bible or Christian living, we want you to join the conversation. Call right now at 1-888-564-6173. That's 1-888-564-6173. Answering your questions today is Bill Welsh, Senior Pastor at Refuge Calvary Chapel in Huntington Beach, California. Joining him is author and apologist Don Stewart. Here now is today's host, Robert Baltodano.
Good afternoon. We look forward to Bible question, a question on the Christian faith. And 3, if you want to watch us live, go to KWVE.com. There's a live webcast going. And we do have a YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, we encourage you to do that. And that way you're notified when we are live. And also we have the smartphone K-Wave app if you want to listen to us basically anywhere you're at. Perhaps your town that you're in doesn't have a radio station that airs Pastor Perspective Live. You can catch it live on our smartphone app. For those of you who have an iPhone or Android, you can download that app. It is a free app, so we don't charge for that. So you can go ahead and download the app. And also, just a reminder that we will be doing another program after this. It's Thursday, so we record another program that we air on a later date. So if you don't get through this first program, just please stay on the line, continue to call, because we will take you on the second half of the second program that we will do. Don, as we've been moving forward with this new year, obviously there's been always updates when it comes to Israel. You want to give us one here?
Yeah. In 10 days, a very interesting thing is going to happen in Paris, and that is there's officials from 70 nations of the world will gather together. And basically what they're going to do is attempt to force upon Israel a two-state solution with the Palestinian Authority. Now, what's fascinating about this, Zechariah 12:3 talks about in the last days the whole world will be against Israel. We saw on December 23rd the United Nations Security Council vote unanimously with the U.S. abstaining, basically the same thing. And now they're going to try to force this upon Israel in this conference, which, of course, Israel isn't going to. They're treating Israel, the only democracy in the Middle East, like a banana republic. And this is not, though, strange for us, those of us who've been following Bible prophecy, because like I said, this is what the world is going to come to. All the nations will be against Israel. But it is sad to see in our day, and we will, just keep our eyes open and find out what happens there. Keep our ears and eyes peeled to see if this really turns out. So stay tuned, folks.
Yeah, and our focus is to be there in the Middle East, right, Don, when it comes to Bible prophecy in the end times. That's really we want to keep our eyes on. Right?
Israel is God's clock.
Yeah.
The nation is the hour hand. The city of Jerusalem is the minute hand, and the Temple Mount is the second hand. So we always keep our eyes on Israel.
And Bill, you're out in the Murrieta Christian Conference Center there. How's things going there at the conference?
I am. It's, the title of the conference, the missions conference, is Streams in the Desert, and there definitely are streams in the desert right now. It's raining out here, just kind of drizzling all through the day. But, man, I love to be around missionaries. Some are heading for the field, some are back on furlough, and just to hear these guys that have spent so many years serving God, in many of them in excruciatingly difficult places around the world. It just, for both Joy and I, we sat there the other night watching the Tuesday night broadcast. And by the way, people can go online at calvarychapel.com and get the live stream on the conference. But boy, Joy and I both agreed, my goodness, it makes us feel like sometimes when we complain, what are we complaining about? When you see, some people probably heard this. It was one of the brothers from ISIS-controlled areas decided when they first started building out their church, the first thing they needed to build was a cemetery because they fully expected that some of their people would die as martyrs. But it's just wonderful to be around these guys out here. It's just, it's beautiful. I'm so glad I got to be here, and thank you for the K-Wave staff of working out this remote feed. This is great.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we had Pastor Brian in here yesterday, and we were talking about this whole conference and how, sometimes we forget, those who are out in the mission field serving the Lord. And, we have it here made differently on the West Coast or on the western side of the country here. And, sometimes we forget to pray for them. We forget to think about those who are out there doing this incredible work for the Lord, right?
Absolutely true. It is. And a handful of them are coming from the Middle East, from those regions we just talked about, too. And, I had a question for Don, based on your opening remarks there, Don. I think there's probably a lot of people that don't understand why Israel would not go for a two-state solution. Most people sitting back listening to the news say, well, why wouldn't they? It seems like they don't want peace if they don't want a two-state solution. What would you say to that?